Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, the Aristotle Dumas plot may take another unexpected turn. This reticent billionaire, whose photograph isn't even on the internet, has been shrouded in mystery. Naturally, it seems that Aristotle Dumas is a chosen name rather than one he was given at birth. The Dumas passage was undoubtedly chosen as a tribute to the Count of Monte Cristo author Alexandre Dumas. Maybe Aristotle, or whoever his given first name is, became close to Damien Cain because they both loved their book. Aristotle may have chosen to include Damien in his organization and allow him to manage a few businesses for that reason. Victor and Aristotle had a history together because they used to compete for business, but Aristotle would always end up going out of business. But it's important to remember that Victor already acknowledged that he had never met Aristotle in person. Aristotle's disappearance was more of a case of him simply ceasing to compete. In an attempt to distance himself from the drama, this mysterious figure would strike and then disappear. The intriguing aspect is that they continue to emphasize how no one is aware of Aristotle's appearance. That offers two possibilities, both of which might have to do with Billy Flynn's impending debut. Fans of YNR are clearly being led to believe that Aristotle is older, or at least mature enough, to go up against Victor in a real competition. What if the irony is that Aristotle has maintained a low profile in part because he is decades younger? Billy Flynn may have invented this enigmatic persona to ensure that he was considered seriously, even though he was younger than many of his rivals, if he is portraying Aristotle Dumas. Even though Flynn is currently 39, Aristotle has been in business long enough to amass billions of dollars and build a vast empire. However, there is an alternative to take into account in this situation. What if Aristotle died or quietly retired, leaving his son to inherit the country and carry on his name? Maybe when Billy Flynn makes his appearance, it will become clear that Aristotle is his father and that he has now replaced him. That would explain why Aristotle and Y&R's build-up to this major revelation is still so secretive. In any event, in the episode that airs on March 24th, Aristotle's name will appear as a caller on Billy Abbott's phone. Keep checking back for updates on the negative news that's developing, since Victor may face difficulties as a result of Billy and Aristotle's collaboration. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Victor will make some predictions regarding bringing Aristotle out of hiding, but when that happens, he could be surprised. According to previews for The Young and the Restless, Diane Jenkins Abbott aggressively defends her loved ones. She put a lot of effort into showing her only son, Kyle Abbott, that she had changed. Could Diane end up being engaged as Summer Newman prepares to intensify her reunion efforts? What kind of lady would Diane like Kyle to date? Let's discuss what might happen next in this plot while you continue reading. Abbott Diane Jenkins' reformation as Diane returned from the dead and made an effort to regain her place in her loved ones' lives, fans watched. Diane's son, Kyle, was her first target. After some time, Diane gained the affection and confidence of Jack Abbott and Kyle Abbott. Diane is a devoted mother who aggressively defends Kyle. She occasionally forgets that Kyle is an adult, though, and she can also go too far. Claire, the romance of Grace Newman. Kyle and Summer got divorced more recently. The Abbott heir eventually began seeing Claire Grace Newman. It appears like the two have bonded and connected. Since this is her first committed relationship, Claire is a little naive, but she is growing and changing. In addition, the rehabilitated villain is learning how to develop a backbone, something she hasn't done since her chapter in Jordan. The reunification mission of Summer Newman. Summer recently ruined another date between Claire and Kyle. According to the young woman, there was an urgent need to discuss Harrison Abbott. She made up a crazy scenario about 7-year-olds discussing about police matters, even though there was obviously no actual issue. Claire moved away at that point, but it was obvious from her body language and tone that Summer was pushing things too far. Summer argued that it was an emergency, even if the girlfriend questioned whether it really was. It appears like Summer will intensify her efforts to get back together with Kyle. The Abbott guy has now established limits with his former spouse. Like her mother, Phyllis Summers, Summer is extremely motivated and capable of plotting. Serious caution. According to previews on The Young and the Restless, Diane could see Summer attempting to reintegrate into Kyle's life. Diane is aware that her son is content at the moment, even if she never had any serious problems with Summer being Kyle's partner. Diane may therefore intervene and order Summer to stop. However, Summer is unlikely to back off. Although Summer doesn't actively pursue guys, she does have a knack of attracting their attention. Will Diane go too far in her attempt to keep her son safe, and how far will Summer go to win her man? According to previews for The Young and the Restless, Phyllis Summers might be going to Fairview or a comparable facility if she needs immediate medical attention due to a mental breakdown. How far will Phyllis's downward spiral carry her? She is undoubtedly having difficulties as a result of Alan Loran, also known as Martin Lawrence imprisonment game. When Martin imprisoned Phyllis and Sharon Newman in the shuttered mental hospital, he subjected them to his own perverse kind of therapy, but it obviously backfired for Phyllis. Phyllis is struggling on a more personal level, even if she and Sharon are apparently getting along better. Fans of YNR are aware that Summer Newman is beginning to worry about Phyllis's unpredictable behavior, and Billy Abbott can also see that Phyllis has changed. Billy will assist Phyllis in trying to hide her problems from Summer and Daniel Romalotti Jr. over the week of March 24th to 28th. Billy will be Phyllis's pillar of support, but does she require more help than he can provide? Phyllis may end up in Fairview or another mental health hospital if her trauma worsens. If Phyllis has a mental breakdown and requires medical professionals who can help her on her road to recovery, she might at least wind up at Memorial's psychiatric unit. Sharon may even be able to persuade Phyllis that such a significant move is required. After their time as hostages together, it would be another method to reinforce Phyllis and Sharon's newly formed understanding. In addition to supporting Chelsea Lawson during her own difficulties with mental health, Billy will now support Phyllis. As she battles to return to her former self, Phyllis will need the support of her loved ones. Billy will undoubtedly anticipate that Phyllis will overcome this issue, but it will require a lot of effort and perhaps even expert assistance. According to previews for The Young and the Restless, Phyllis is going to have some difficult times, so we'll keep you informed of any developments regarding her character's mental health. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott will go crazy with a rule-breaker twist. Since Summer Newman appears to be excluded from this couple's upcoming journey, let's discuss what lies ahead. Claire and Kyle will accomplish anything that calls for defying expectations throughout the week of March 24th to 28th. In some way, Kyle and Claire will break the rules, so they'll take a little detour. That might entail something lighthearted, such as giving Harrison Abbott a sneak glimpse at the results of Diane Jenkins Abbott's renovations to the Abbott estate or even organizing a surprise for him. Additionally, Kyle and Claire might break into a location they shouldn't be. Perhaps Kyle has a love idea for Claire that necessitates breaking the rules in order to realize. Increasing Kyle and Claire's involvement in the kidnapping plot could be an additional choice. Could Claire and Kyle breach some rules to find out who is holding Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers captive? Kyle is aware that Alan Loran, also known as Martin Loran, got some clinic security breach warnings on his phone because of Tracy Abbott. Kyle might become alarmed by that and decide to look into the matter further. Under the correct conditions, it's simple to see Kyle and Claire working as detectives together. Before speculating about the case, it would be entertaining to see Claire and Kyle unearth any fresh hints. In any case, it appears that Claire and Kyle will work together and break the rules, so for once, they should have some time without Summer interrupting. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Kyle and Claire will become closer during these next scenes, but Summer will continue to try to break them up in the months to follow. Do you think Claire or Summer will end up with Kyle? Will Claire's relationship suffer as a result of Summer's interference, or will she be unable to win Kyle over? Fans of YNR can anticipate a lot of shocks in this romantic triangle, so keep checking back for more information. The Young and the Restless continues to deliver high-stakes drama, shocking twists, and emotional confrontations as the residents of Genoa City navigate their complex lives. The spoilers for the upcoming episodes, particularly those surrounding the mysterious Aristotle Dumas, Diane Jenkins Abbott's protective instincts, Phyllis Summers' mental health struggles, and Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman's rebellious antics, promise to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Here's a detailed breakdown of what to expect. The Aristotle Dumas mystery deepens. The enigmatic Aristotle Dumas has become one of the most intriguing figures in Genoa City. His reclusive nature, coupled with the fact that no one knows what he looks like, has fueled speculation about his true identity. The name Aristotle Dumas is likely a pseudonym, with the Dumas part being a nod to Alexander Dumas, the author of The Count of Monte Cristo. This literary connection suggests that Aristotle may have a penchant for drama and revenge, much like the characters in Dumas' novels. Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, has a history with Aristotle, having competed with him for businesses in the past. However, Victor has never actually met Aristotle, who has a habit of disappearing after his schemes. The mystery surrounding Aristotle's identity has led to several theories. Aristotle is younger than expected. One possibility is that Aristotle is much younger than Victor and his contemporaries. This could explain why he has kept a low profile, using his mysterious image to ensure he is taken seriously despite his youth. If Billy Flynn, who is set to debut on the show, is playing Aristotle, this twist would add a fresh dynamic to the storyline. Aristotle's successor. Another theory is that Aristotle has retired or passed away, leaving his empire to his son. In this scenario, Billy Flynn's character could be Aristotle's heir, continuing to use his father's name to maintain the family's legacy. This would explain the secrecy and the build-up to a big reveal. Regardless of the truth, Aristotle's alliance with Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, is set to cause problems for Victor. When Aristotle's name appears as a caller on Billy's phone in the March 24th episode, it becomes clear that Billy is playing a dangerous game. Victor's attempts to draw Aristotle out of hiding may backfire, leading to unexpected consequences. Diane Jenkins Abbott's protective instincts. Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, has come a long way since her return to Genoa City. Once considered a villain, Diane has worked hard to rebuild her relationships with her son, Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, and her husband, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. Diane's fierce protectiveness over Kyle is a defining trait, and she is determined to ensure his happiness. Kyle's relationship with Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, has been a source of joy for Diane, who sees how much Claire has matured and grown. However, Summer Newman's, Allison Lanier, attempts to reunite with Kyle threaten to disrupt this newfound happiness. Summer's scheming, reminiscent of her mother Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, has already caused tension, and Diane is not one to stand idly by. Diane may step in to warn Summer to back off, but Summer's determination could lead to a clash. Diane's overprotective nature might push her to go too far in defending Kyle's relationship, potentially causing friction within the Abbott family. As Summer ramps up her efforts to win Kyle back, Diane's involvement could escalate the drama. Phyllis Summers' mental health struggles. Phyllis Summers' traumatic experience at the hands of Alan Laurent aka Martin Laurent has left her emotionally scarred. The captivity game orchestrated by Martin was a twisted form of therapy that has backfired, leaving Phyllis struggling to cope. Her erratic behavior has worried her daughter, Summer, and her business partner, Billy Abbott. During the week of March 24th to 28th, Billy will offer support to Phyllis as she tries to conceal her struggles from Summer and Daniel Romalotti Jr., Michael Graziadei. However, Phyllis's trauma may be too much for Billy to handle alone. If her mental health continues to deteriorate, Phyllis could end up in Fairview or a similar facility for urgent treatment. Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, who shared the ordeal with Phyllis, may play a role in convincing her to seek professional help. This would further solidify the newfound understanding between the two women. Phyllis's journey toward healing will be a central focus, with her loved ones rallying around her to provide support. Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman's rule-breaking adventure. Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman are set to embrace their rebellious sides in the upcoming episodes. The couple will break the rules in a way that leaves Summer Newman feeling left out. While the exact nature of their rule-breaking remains unclear, several possibilities exist. Romantic gesture. Kyle may plan a romantic surprise for Claire that requires bending the rules. This could involve sneaking into a restricted area or orchestrating an elaborate date. Detective work. Kyle and Claire could take it upon themselves to investigate the kidnapping of Phyllis and Sharon. With Tracy Abbott's, Beth Maitland, revelation about Alan Laurent's clinic security breach alerts, Kyle may feel compelled to dig deeper into the case. Abbott Mansion shenanigans. The couple might sneak a peek at Diane's Abbott Mansion renovation, adding a playful element to their rule-breaking. Regardless of the specifics, Kyle and Claire's adventure will bring them closer together, much to Summer's chagrin. Summer's meddling in their relationship is unlikely to stop, setting the stage for further tension in this love triangle. The next episodes of The Young and the Restless promise to deliver intense drama, shocking revelations, and emotional moments. From the unraveling mystery of Aristotle Dumas to Phyllis Summers' mental health struggles, the residents of Genoa City face life-altering challenges. Diane Jenkins Abbott's protective instincts and Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman's rebellious antics add layers of complexity to the unfolding storylines. As alliances shift and secrets are exposed, fans can expect a whirlwind of excitement and suspense. Tune into CBS and Paramount Plus to catch all the action and see how these gripping storylines unfold. Romantic gesture: Kyle may plan a romantic surprise for Claire that requires bending the rules. This could involve sneaking into a restricted area or orchestrating an elaborate date. Detective work: Kyle and Claire could take it upon themselves to investigate the kidnapping of Phyllis and Sharon. With Tracy Abbott's Beth Maitland revelation about Alan Lawrence clinic security breach alerts, Kyle may feel compelled to dig deeper into the case.